In 2026, they said that fixing and flipping is going to die, but not when you can do deals with no money out of your pocket. Today, we're going to be talking about how Trevor Hicks, one of our SubTo and Owners Club members, is dominating the fix and flip market using zero down strategies. We're here in Orlando today, me and my bestie Jamil.
What's up?
And we are also being paired up today later with Jerry Norton. We're going to be meeting everybody in Orlando. We heard that the SubTo Mickey Mouse ears are going to have about 600 people that meet up. We'll see how big the meetup is later in the video, but I really want you guys to understand what Trevor Hicks is doing in this market of Orlando. We'll see you guys in the video.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm Trevor Hicks and this is my partner,
Robert Szigeti.
Awesome. We've been teamed up for about the last 18 months. Thanks to another SubTo member, Mandy Konecki. She connected us. We've been doing flips this past year and a half together, about 8 to 9 projects total year to date. We want to take you inside of our most recent project that we acquired with no money out of pocket. And so we want to break down a little bit of the deal, get down on some of the gators that helped fund this deal, as well as some of the acquisition methods. So come on inside, we're going to walk you through. All right, guys, come on inside. We're going to take you through a walkthrough of the house. We'll start here in the main living room. When we first got to this house, this was old 1970s. If you can picture a massive wall here, a massive wall there, and then this was all open to a formal dining room. And where we're standing right here was actually a sunken living room. Nobody likes that, so we actually recently just filled that in so that it's level with the rest of the floor, nice smooth flow. We also, to match the other comps in the neighborhood, we'll take you into the 4th bedroom. So this was a formal dining room that actually connected straight through into the kitchen. We blocked this in because it was a double window there, and we formed it into a 4th bedroom. Added in a closet, so now this can be a little bit of a flex space. You can add office, home office, or bedroom, or kind of some combination of the both of them, but then again to match the comps in the area, so that way it's, again, 4th bedroom. And then come on this way, we'll take you to the kitchen. As I mentioned before, this used to be a huge wall. This kind of trench line right here was a wall separating the more formal dining room from the living room. We decided to open that up. And actually when we did this, we hosted an Orlando meetup right here in the house. We had over 12 SubTo and Gator members. We broke down the deal right here on the wall in Sharpie, and then we proceeded to run through that wall. So,
and they hold the hammers.
Yep.
And
after we demoed that wall, we moved into the kitchen. So you can picture another wall here with a drop ceiling down here. Everybody loves the old drop ceilings with the fluorescent lights. So we decided to get rid of that. We got rid of the wall here, and then we decided to open up the kitchen. So now this is a main feature of the house. Right when you come in, you can see, obviously this amazing feature, the stone fireplace. So hopefully after this week, countertops will be in, we'll have the cabinets done, and then we can start on the backsplash and then get to the flooring. So from here, we'll take you guys into the master bedroom. All right, so master bedroom in here, nothing crazy. You've got a walk-in closet that's separate from the master bathroom. But funny story with the master bathroom, so come on in here with me. So before renovating the master bathroom, the shower used to be over here. Again, drop ceiling, very, very low, and it had a glass door. That glass door opened out so that you were right here. Well, if you can imagine, and you can still see some of the demo, this was actually a sliding glass door. So the sliding glass door was wide open to the neighbor's back porch. So when you come out of the shower, all your glory can be shown right there to the next door neighbors. So when we went through and we renovated this, we tried to maximize the space between here and the walk-in closet. We actually almost knocked down the wall, but in terms of saving for renovation budget and having to replace water lines, all that, we just decided we're gonna raise the roof up with this. We actually made a rain shower head that has not been attached yet because we're actually gonna put another light up here. And then you've also got the regular shower and the handheld. So now this will be its own kind of feature that's a lot better than the old. And we added obviously new vanity, new tile flooring, so that way when you walk out of the shower, you're not on the old things that were kind of falling down in here. So much bigger upgrade for the master bath. Next, we're gonna take you back around back to the outside and kind of see some of the features out there. All right, so now we're coming out onto our covered patio. So we want to make this a main feature because whoever ends up buying this home, we can picture putting in a pool out here. So we really want to highlight this. So This is still currently under renovation. We just replaced these poles because most of the poles that were supporting this roof were floating when we got here. You could actually put your hand underneath the pole at the bottom. So we actually just had those replaced. Gonna end up painting the floor, painting the wood, and kind of refinishing the ceiling. We're really thinking about keeping this antique chandelier in here just for some vibe. Totally joking. We're gonna update that with some more modern lighting here as well. So funny story for the outside. So if we pan out this way, you can actually see the trampoline. When we first actually came to this property, Robert and I walked this with the realtor, came out here, this tree was touching the ground. You had no idea that there was a trampoline under there, there was a rope swing under there, and there was a kid's play place under there. Once we acquired the property and I came back, I walked the house for the first time with my family. My family got to see it. My kids explored underneath the tree and they found a trampoline. So this has now become the play place. Anytime dad comes over here to work on the flip, my kids come and love to hang out and jump on the trampoline. So definitely a fun feature there. So now, after finishing that, we're gonna head back inside. I'll break down some of the numbers of how we acquired this property and what we're looking at in terms of finance. All right, so now talking acquisition. I actually live about 4 doors down from this house. So I've lived in this neighborhood about 8 years now. I run through this neighborhood, I bike through this neighborhood, I walk my kids through this neighborhood. The next door neighbor is actually the acquisition method for this one. I was always told, and by some good friends within SubTo, that you know your backyard. Justin Tumanowski, that one's for you. So I was always paying attention to kind of what was going on in the neighborhood. I saw bags and bags of trash being piled up. So the more I talked about what we did, the more my neighbors and friends and family knew what we were doing. So this project was actually brought to me by the next door neighbor. It's my little girl's best friend, it's mom. She actually called me one morning and said, hey, I think they're finally ready to sell. And I said, what do you mean? She goes, the house you talked to me about before, I've been keeping my eye on it now too. She reached out to me. She said, I'm gonna get you in touch with the seller today. She got me in touch with the seller. The seller deferred me to the agent that they had just talked to. Agent was a phenomenal guy. He understood. He said, I'm actually the seller's friend. I'm listing it for him as a favor. However, I know this house needs to be sold to an investor. This is an 80s home that needs a full update, full gut. How about you meet me there this Saturday? I called my partner, Robert.
Yep,
we met him here that Saturday and kind of did a walkthrough of the property. Talked numbers, talked our idea, and we shared with him really if we were to buy this house, what we were gonna do.
Yep.
We created the vision for the agent. And once the agent could kind of see that we were credible and we knew what we were doing, we actually started negotiating with him then and there. He started talking numbers of renovation, what it would be for ARV, which in this neighborhood, again, I live in this neighborhood, I know this neighborhood well. There's 2 comps that just sold down the street, one with a pool, one without. The one with the pool sold for about $640,000. The one without sold for $595,000. So we knew that our ARV was somewhere south of that $595. That was our most recent comp. It was a corner lot, but again, without the pool, we knew our ARV was about the same. Our square footage is a little bit less, so we actually settled on an ARV of about $560,000. When we bought this house, that was our ARV. That $640,000 comp I mentioned had not sold yet, so that actually raised our value a little bit. But when we purchased this, we negotiated down, we bought this house for $345,000 and $700. So we threw the extra $700 in there when we were discussing negotiation, just to kind of give the agent something to think about when we negotiate our initial.
But to add that, how much they actually were looking for
they were looking for about $400,000. When we first walked this house, we were told somewhere around that $400,000. We even heard $410, $420. We both knew that number was not going to work for the amount of rehab that this needed to be to get to that ARV. So regardless of knowing that's what they wanted, we knew what we could do as investors. For a quick cash offer, quick sale, we closed within 2.5 weeks. We held to our word, and then the agent actually came back to us after that saying, hey, of all the investors I've ever worked with, nobody's ever once kept their word. You guys did. I want to bring you another house before the end of the year. I want to work with you guys more. So it established our credibility as well.
Yep.
So purchased the house for $345,700. We had a renovation budget of right at $80,000, which mainly a lot of that is us being able to do some of the work on the ground. We're able to cut out some of the demo. We're able to cut out a lot of the landscaping budget that my wife and I have done a lot of. And then, from the demo, as I mentioned before, we actually hosted a meetup here. We got a lot of helpers to actually help us rip down some of the walls as well. So we saved a little bit there as well. The special part about this to me is I live right across the street. My kids have friends here, so every time they get home from school, they're like, hey, are we going to work on the new house? And what that means is dad's working on the new house while they play outside. So I usually work with the windows and doors open so I can hear the kids running and playing with the scooters. It just makes me happy to know that they're at least somewhat interested. They'll come in, they'll check out the progress on the project, and are always pretty super happy to kind of see some of the progress on the demolition house. So it's awesome. We are actually no money out of pocket into this house. We purchased it with a hard money loan. Even though we bought this house for $345,000, we're actually no money out of pocket. We bought it with a hard money loan that funded 90%. And then we actually connected with a newer gator that had connected with my partner. We got on a Zoom call with her, established credibility, showed her some of the past deals that we had done. And then I broke down the underwriting of explaining, hey, even though you're helping us, fund an extra $70,000, she brought $70,000 to the deal to help us cover closing costs. That's our holding costs for our hard money loan interest payments. And then to be able to front some of the rehab and then get it reimbursed with draws through our hard money lender, it allows us to work on this project for the next, again, 6 months. At this point, we're about 3 months from being done and hopefully sold. But it allows us to get into this with a lot less stress and a lot less cash out of pocket. So that's how, again, everybody comes to us and says, how do we get into a fix and flip? I don't have $100,000 to put down and then the rehab budget. It's really leveraging people within the community that want to learn. So that's how we kind of got her on this project. Was I'll not only walk you through the numbers so you can understand it better, but also she was here, she did demo with her kids and has gotten, pretty consistently weekly updates on the project too, so.
Yeah, and besides that, also she founded another deal for us in Palm Coast, and she came in as a gap lender as well.
Yeah, as we mentioned, it's a local gator here that we connected with. Her name is Jennifer Medved. She's amazing. She and I have worked together on some underwriting and some other things to understand and kind of just general direction, being newer in the community. And she's actually going to be joining us tonight at Creative Nation Tour Orlando. So we're excited to see her. So if you guys want to work on projects just like this with Robert and I, you can either go to either of our Instagrams. Mine is Trevor_Ryan7.
And it's Robert Szigeti _, or you guys can go to our website, trevorrobert.com.
trevorandrobert.com.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, send us deals. We're looking for capital. If you have agents that are wanting to do deals with us and bring us houses, everything is there hosted on our website. So please reach out to us on either of those. We're both very responsive on social media, and we would love to partner with you on your next deal here in Florida. We've also got deals in Georgia as well. So please reach out.
Oh, I'm gonna take this one.
Sure. How you doing, bro? I love you. Look at this, guys. Yeah. Mickey Mouse SubTo taking over Orlando. I got my Mickey Mouse SubTo shooter on. I got Jerry Norton. I got Pace on the way, man. Ooh, I'm excited. Let's go. I have to go pee. Okay, we're in Orlando, Florida at the Creative Nation Tour. It is packed here. Yesterday, Tampa, almost 600 people. Jerry Norton went to Disneyland today, spoke to Mickey Mouse himself. Mickey Mouse is like, yo, you know Pace Morby? I seen you on his YouTube channel. He was like, yeah. He's like, I made these for you. And so now we got these hoodies on, and we're about to come in and rock the house. Let's go.
You were incredible. We are now on our way over to Texas. We're going to be going to Gulfport, Mississippi today. We've got Houston, San Antonio, Austin, Dallas, Big Spring, Texas, then Lubbock. I've got 3 parks I'm closing on this couple of weeks. You guys are going to see a lot of that kind of stuff. Make sure you subscribe right now so you guys can see our new parks and other people's new parks. That's right, John Deere gave me a tractor hat because I'll be tractoring. We'll see you guys soon. Later.